All right, so you're thinking about moving to Midland, Texas, and you are wondering what it's gonna cost or what the cost difference is gonna be from where you're actually living to actually moving here to Midland, Texas. What is the cost of living in Midland, Texas? Well, you know, normally when you check out these videos, realtors, we usually sit behind a desk and talk about, you know, the median home price and all of that. Well, instead, I'm gonna do something a little bit different. Because what truly matters to you when you move somewhere, right? You wanna know what it's actually gonna cost when you move here. And the things that really matter are things like gas, groceries, of course the average house and all that matters as well. And so what I'm gonna do for you is, I'm gonna go around to 3 different grocery stores here in the area, look at a few things. I checked out eggs, meat, bread, milk, and then we checked out gas as well, just to kind of compare. So I'm gonna show you what they cost here at 3 different stores here. We went to HEB, which if you haven't seen a HEB and you haven't been to Texas, you might not know what HEB is. We also went to Market Street, which is also a normal local grocery store here. And then we went to a natural grocer. Natural grocer is like your equivalent would be like a Whole Foods or something like that. And so what I did, went around, checked out those items. So that way you can check out where you are, and then you can actually compare it to what things actually cost here on the ground in Midland, Texas. So we're gonna check that out coming up next. This is Market Street here. There are actually a few of these stores around town here. This is your standard supermarket here, just like any other supermarket wherever you go. All right, so one of the first items we'll look at here, Nature's Own honey wheat right here. $3.39, and then Wonder Bread right here, $2.99. Next thing we'll go look at is we'll go look at some meat. So we're just gonna look at ground beef here, almost 1.5 pounds, $9.18 for 1.5 pounds. So that is $6.29 a pound. All right, next thing we'll look at here are just eggs, grade 2A eggs, and what we got here is $3.89. $3.89 for your standard extra large eggs. Now let's walk over here to milk. I'm just gonna do your standard whole milk, $3.29. Vitamin D, whole milk, this is a gallon right here, $3.29. Now the only other thing I wanted to take a look at here as well is just maybe like a gallon of water as well. So this is your standard Ozarka gallon of water, $2.19. All right, coming out of Market Street here. Market Street is one of the standard grocery stores that we have here in Midland. They stay open up until midnight. So they open at 6 o'clock in the morning, so they're open till midnight. So then we're gonna go check out Natural Grocer here in the area. You can see it in the background right there. This one's a little bit smaller than the others, and they're gonna have a lot more like grass-fed, organic fruits and vegetables and all that sorts of thing. And so if you're into that sort of thing, this is gonna be the place that you're gonna wanna go. So I might not be able to find some of the brands that we just found in the other store at Market Street here, but we'll go in here, we'll check it out. All right, so if we come in here, their meat is going to be a little bit different than the meats you've got at the other store. So this is all we've got here. 92% lean, 8% fat, and we're gonna be at $10.49 a pound. $10.49 a pound. Now the 85%, 15% is gonna be $7.99 a pound. And this is all you're gonna find here. It's just only gonna be packaged up like this. They don't have like their own butcher or anything here. So, all right, next let's go to a gallon of milk here. So they're only gonna have organic milk here. So we do have 2 options here. So you've got this one here, organic whole milk, $8.49, and then the Horizon organic whole milk, $9.79. And then I got eggs over here. I've only got large here, so we only have large eggs, 12, free range, 1 dozen, $3.99. And then your bread here, oh, here we go, white bread. But of course it's gonna be gluten-free. So you're gluten-free. This is probably the equivalent here. $6.49. I'm gonna go whole wheat right here. Alvarado Street Bakery, $6.25. All right, so I'm here at the granddaddy of them all. This is the one right here, HEB. So if you have not been to Texas, you've not been grocery shopping in Texas, this is where you're gonna wanna go. This is HEB. Now we have a few of these here in Midland. Great place to shop around. So we're gonna walk in, we're gonna check it out, and we're gonna check out the prices again here. All right, so we're gonna walk it straight back as you walk in through down here. Now this is a huge store. So there's gonna be, I mean, the shelves are kind of bare, but it's gonna be a bigger store than Market Street or Natural Grocer for sure. Natural Grocer is gonna be your smallest store for sure, and then HEB is gonna be the biggest. So let's see here, we got jumbo eggs here, and these are $4.48. And then if we look at large, here is gonna be $4.08. All right, now I'm just going, this is your whole milk. HEB whole milk, $3.32. Gallon of whole milk, $3.32. All right, we got ground beef here, 93% lean, 7% fat, $5.29 a pound. All right, just give y'all a little bit of a difference in looking down here. HEB is packed, so this place is gonna be packed in here. This is where most people shop. This is where most people shop for their stuff, is at HEB. Now let's look for standard white bread. This is the honey oat bread right here. This is $3.34. This is what they had at Market Street. It's $3.34 here at HEB. And then I'm not seeing the same white bread that was at Market Street, but we just look here, but standard large white bread, Mrs. Baird's white bread here, $2.97. Mrs. Baird's small bread here is $2.68. Mrs. Mrs. Bird. All right, so here we go. 1 gallon of Ozarka distilled water, $2.24. I did not get a gallon of water at Natural Grocer because they're not gonna have the standard brands over there. They're gonna have the higher priced brands. So all right, here we go. So we are at HEB here. HEB, $2.83 for unleaded gas. And this is actually on December, today, we got to remember this too, this is December 4th, 2022. All right, we're here at Jack's convenience store here. These are just specific stores to Midland. So this is a local brand, local convenience store here in Midland, Texas. All right, so the price of gas here, $2.89. Price of gas here at Jack's. Here we are at Kent Quick, which is a Chevron. I don't know if you can see this here, but it's $2.99. This is actually where I get my gas at every time I need to fill up. This is where I get my gas. It's right here by my house. And super convenient just to get it right here. So all right, so let's get right into it here. So I've got a couple of notes here on my phone, so I'm gonna be looking down here for a little bit, just because there's so much information that I really wanna make sure I get the right information out to you. Now, the places that I'm gonna be comparing are gonna be some of the places that a lot of people are reaching out to us from. California, Washington, Oregon, Las Vegas, those places. So I'm just gonna give you right now just 2 of those spots now, which is gonna be Los Angeles, California, and Las Vegas, Nevada. Pulling up here, we're gonna look at a $75,000 income. So if you have a $75,000 income, the equivalent of that after taxes in Midland is gonna be $44,677, which we already know that if you're moving from California to Midland, Texas, that the cost of living is lower here than it is there. That's why everybody's moving from California to Texas. It used to be the only people that moved here were people that were actually in the oil business, right? But now there are so many people looking to move here because it's just so affordable. a lot of the locals, because they've been here, they say that it's expensive. Like food is expensive, rent is expensive, houses are expensive. But the folks that we're talking to that are moving from out of different areas to here, they are calling the houses here, they're actually calling them cheap, which is pretty crazy. All right, and so the other thing we look at here is also the index comparison. Okay, so the national average, the number is 100 for the national average. And so if we look here at groceries, Los Angeles, California is actually at 111, which is above the national average. And Midland is at 88. So 88. So pretty significantly below the national average here in Midland, right? And then the next is going to be utilities. Utilities are at 110. And then for Midland, utilities are 97.8. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is going to be housing, which is also really important, right? Because that's one of the most important things. Housing, the index for California, take a guess what it is. More than double, 240. While Midland is at 79.9, so just a little bit below the national average. So that's why everybody that calls in from California, they're saying the houses are so cheap here, because it is more than double for housing in California than it is actually here in Texas. And so one thing that I did want to say is if you're moving in from a different area, we talked about utilities here. Our utilities in Texas are a little bit different. You see, our power here, electricity, is actually unregulated. So you can actually go out and shop for your power, for your electricity. So you're going to want to go out and talk to a few different companies. There's going to be a lot of different plans out there as well. So you'll want to pick the best plan for you. Some of them are month to month, some of them are a longer contract. And so you just need to go around and search. They all change from month to month. But just know that whenever you're here, you're actually going to have to go out and shop for your electricity. It's not like that in a lot of different areas, okay? So now the other one we're going to look at here is going to be Las Vegas. And so for a $75,000 salary, the equivalent in Midland, Texas is $66,755. So it still is less money to live here in Midland than it is in Las Vegas. Not as big of a discrepancy as it is from California, but still a little bit of a discrepancy, right? So for groceries, Las Vegas is just a little bit above the national average at 103. Midland is still at 88. For utilities, just a little bit above the average in Las Vegas at 102. And for Texas, like we said, 97.8. And then housing is at 111. So just slightly above the national average, while Texas is at 79.9. And so if you're moving from these states, or from these states in the West towards Midland, Texas, obviously Nevada and California, you can expect for your money to go a little bit further than it does in those areas. And that's exactly why people are moving here, right? The average price point for Midland here in October, which are the latest numbers that we have, was about $341,000 for a house, single family house here in Midland County. And then the median price is $318,000. What's the difference between the median price and the average price? Well, they're very close, so that's good as far as the numbers go. So you can know that the bread and butter price range for Midland is between $300,000 and $350,000. The median price just means that that's the number that's smack dab in the middle that's sold for that month. So if you have 200 houses sell, and you could have houses that sell for $100,000, 1.1 million, 800,000, 300,000. The median price just means that the number that was in the middle, that's that number. The average price is just the average price of all of those homes. And so whenever you're looking at the price of homes in an area, you want to know what the median price is, and you also want to know what the average price is, right? All right, so if this is your first time to my channel, I want to encourage you to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can get all things living here in Midland, Texas. You're going to find a myriad of things here on our channel, but the most important thing is you're going to learn all about Midland, Texas here. And so we're getting people moving in from all over the place every single day, and we love working with them. And so you can reach out to us any way that you want. You can do it through text, phone, email, send a pigeon even if you want. All of our contact information can be found below, and we look forward to speaking to you.